S17 is supplication against Satan. O God, we seek refuge in you from the instigations of the accursed Satan, his trickery and his traps, from trust in his false hopes, his promises, his delusions, and his snares, and lest he should make himself crave to lead us away from your obedience and to degrade us through our disobeying you, and lest what he has shown us as beautiful be beautiful for us, and what he has shown us as detestable weigh down upon us. O God, drive him away from us through your worship, throw him down through our perseverance in your love, and place between him and us a covering that he cannot tear away, and a solid barrier that he cannot cut through. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, distract Satan from us with some of your enemies, preserve us from him through your good guarding, spare us his treachery, turn his back toward us, and cut off from us his trace. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, give us to enjoy guidance the like of his misguidance, increase us in piety against his seduction, and make us walk in reverential fear, contrary to his path of ruin. O God, assign him no place of entrance into our hearts, and do not allow him to make his home in that which is with us. O God, cause us to recognize the falsehood with which he tempts us, and, once you have caused us to recognize it, protect us from it. Make us see what will allow us to outwit him, inspire us with all that we can make ready for him, awaken us from the heedless slumber of relying upon him, and help us well, through the heedless slumber of relying upon him, and help us well, through your giving success against him. O God, saturate our hearts with the rejection of his works, and be gentle to us by destroying his stratagems. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, turn his authority away from us, cut off his hope from us, and keep him from craving for. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, and place our fathers, our mothers, our children, our wives, our siblings, our relatives, and the faithful among our neighbors, male and female, in a sanctuary impregnable to him, a guarding fortress, a defending cave. Clothe them in shields protective against him, and give them arms that will cut him down. O God, include in that everyone who witnesses to you as Lord, devotes himself sincerely to your unity, shows enmity toward him through the reality of servanthood, and seeks help from you against him through knowledge of the divine sciences. O God, undo what he teases, unstitch what he sews up, dislocate what he devises, frustrate him when he makes up his mind, and destroy what he establishes. O God, rout his troops, nullify his trickery, make his cave collapse, and rub his nose in the ground. O God, place us in the ranks of his enemies, and remove us from the number of his friends, that we obey him not when he entices us, and answer him not when he calls to us. We command everyone who obeys our command to be his enemy, and we admonish everyone who follows our prohibition not to follow him. O God, bless Muhammad, the seal of the prophets and lord of the emissaries, and the folk of his house, the good, the pure. Give refuge to us, our families, our brothers, and all the faithful, male and female, from that from which we seek refuge, and grant us sanctuary from that through fear of which we seek sanctuary in you. Hear our supplication to you. Through fear of which we seek sanctuary in you, hear our supplication to you. Bestow upon us that of which we have been heedless, and safeguard for us what we have forgotten. Through all this bring us into the ranks of the righteous and the degrees of the faithful. Amen, Lord of the worlds. Explanation. This supplication emphasizes seeking refuge in God from the deceptions and traps of Satan. It asks for God's protection against being led astray, falling into disobedience, or being misled by Satan's false promises and delusions. The prayer calls for God's intervention to drive Satan away through worship, perseverance in love, and a strong, impenetrable barrier. Additionally, it seeks blessings for Prophet Hazrat Muhammad and his family, asking for divine guidance, increased piety, and protection from Satan's treachery and seduction. The focus is on divine support to remain steadfast in faith and righteous. This continued supplication focuses on seeking God's help in walking in reverential fear, avoiding Satan's path of ruin, and preventing Satan from entering or influencing one's heart. It asks for the recognition of Satan's falsehoods and protection from them. Once recognized, the supplication calls for divine inspiration to outwit Satan, to be vigilant against relying on him, and to receive success in resisting him. It requests that God fill the heart with rejection of Satan's works and gently destroy his strategies. The prayer also asks for blessings for Muhammad and his family, the turning away of Satan's authority, and the protection of one's loved ones and community from Satan's influence. The supplication seeks a sanctuary and guarding fortress for all, making them impregnable to Satan's efforts. The supplication concludes with a plea for comprehensive divine protection and empowerment against Satan. It asks God to shield loved ones and the community, provide them with protective gear and weapons against Satan, and extend this protection to all who sincerely worship God and oppose Satan. The prayer seeks God's intervention to undo and nullify Satan's efforts, frustrate his plans, and dismantle his strategies. It calls for the defeat of Satan's forces and a clear demarcation between the supplicant and Satan, ensuring they remain his enemies and not his friends. The supplication and Satan, ensuring they remain his enemies and not his friends. The supplication ends by commanding all who follow the supplicant and Satan, ensuring they remain his enemies and not his friends. The supplication ends by commanding all who follow the supplicant to also be enemies of Satan, and to resist his enticements and calls. The supplication concludes with the call for God's blessings on Muhammad, the last prophet, and his pure family. It asks for refuge and sanctuary for the supplicant, their family, friends, and all faithful believers from whatever they seek protection against. And all faithful believers from whatever they seek protection against. It requests that God hear their prayers, provide for their needs, and safeguard what they may have forgotten. The final plea is for and safeguard what they may have forgotten. The final plea is for inclusion among the righteous and the faithful, ending with a heartfelt Amen to affirm the supplication and trust in God, the Lord of all worlds.